What's going on, y'all? My name is Nick. I'm new to this, so first of all, if you like this type of content, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, let's get right into it. So, what piqued my interest here was this old map I saw, and I think I saw it on like social media or something, and I saw this map that labels the Kingdom of Judah in West Africa. And when I first saw it, I was like, that's got to be fake. But I looked into it and nah, it's actually very real. So then I was like, well, if this is real, why is nobody talking about it? So, I had to dig into the story and what does mainstream say? They say it's just a translational thing. It has absolutely nothing to do with biblical Judah. They just were translating the name and that's how it came out. And my question I posed immediately was, that sound like some, I don't know. Is it true? That's basically, I'm like, does that seem true? So I went to like down this rabbit hole, man, and I was like, I found so much stuff, but I condensed this video to two very relevant pieces of information surrounding the map, just for context, because I really think they paint a picture. So the first thing that I saw that piqued my interest was this guy named John Ogilby. So who was he? He was a royal cosmographer and geographic printer to King Charles. Uh, Also, master of His Majesty's rebels in the Kingdom of Ireland, and he published this work in 1670, Africa being an accurate description. And you can find this at many different university archives or libraries. And where I'm linking to it today is the University of Michigan. So, very credible, very real information, verified. And let's see what he actually said in 1670. Many Jews also are scattered over this region, some natives boasting themselves of Abraham's seed, inhabiting both sides the river Niger. Let's pause right there because we know exactly where he's talking about. This blue line, this is the Niger River. That's what he's referring to. And he said scattered on both sides of the river in this region. So we can infer he's talking about this region here, right? Now, let's go to the second half of what he said. Others are Asian strangers who fled thither either from the desolation of Jerusalem by Vespasian or from Judah or from Judea, wasted and depopulated by the Romans, Persians, and Saracens. I don't know if I'm saying that right, and Christians. So let's unpack that. Uh, he just told you Jews are scattered over this region on both sides of this river. Some native who are boasting themselves of Abraham's seed, so they're claiming direct lineage from Abraham. And then he said there's others who are Asian strangers, meaning they're strangers to this land. They're not native to this land. And they're Asian looking, obviously, so they're not black. So there's black people indigenous to this land that are claiming to be Abraham's seed, and they're Jews. And then there's other Asian strangers who are here because they fled from other historical events that he mentions, like Jerusalem by Vespasian and the Persians. And so he's naming historical events of when Jews fled, which, by the way, you usually in these stories never hear about Jews fleeing to West Africa. They will admit North Africa, but never West Africa. I find that odd how he mentions this here and says that these people were here when we don't really see too much of that. Now let's go to the actual map itself. This was in 1747. Who made this map? His name, Emmanuel Bowen. He was also serving under King George. He was the royal cartographer. He was also appointed cartographer to King Louis of France. And he's one of the most recognized map makers of the 18th century. Very real, very credible person, not somebody to just dismiss. And here you see the actual map that he made of West Africa. Now, we're going to be zooming in on this area right here. But before we do that, because I forgot to post them side by side in the slideshow, just pay attention to this curve right here. And what I'm showing you is that's this curve right here. So he described Jews scattered over this region on both sides of the Niger River. And then we have this map, which the area we're looking at is right here, which would be considered either side of the Niger River. Now let's zoom into it. Here we have this map, Kingdom of Judah or Huida, Slave Coast. So this place named Kingdom of Judah or Huida is also labeled Slave Coast. Why is it labeled Slave Coast? We already know, because we know this area was, they claim to have been getting 1,000 slaves a month, and overall over 1 million slaves came from this area. So it's named Slave Coast. And this was in 1747 when he created this map. Keep that in mind. Now, let's fast forward to a guy named Léon Malavialle. Léon Malavialle was a professor of history. He taught geography at university level at the faculty of Montpellier. He also served as the Secretary General of the Society of Geography or something like that. I was trying to say it in English, but this right here. And this article appeared in the Society's formal bulletin, and which is now archived by France's National Library. And here it is right here. If you can't read that text, that's fine. I actually extracted it and placed it here. And what I did was put the original text and I put the translation, and I did that just in case anybody wanted to pretend like I twisted any of these words. You can translate it yourself. Now, what it says is whiter, then it's got parentheses, all of the different translations of the word, Fida, Hueda, Huida, Judah, or Ajuda, is an ancient city. Its inhabitants were called the Judaic people, and they were indeed considered to be a remnant of scattered tribes of Israel. So now they're specifically talking about this area. Specifically, they called it by all of its names, and they said that. And then we have Ogilby who gives that general vicinity. So, what is all of this saying? This isn't just a name problem. In fact, I'm not sure the name even matters at all, to be honest with you, because let's say they named it Bel Air or something. Still, there is a place that they identified before and after the people around this area as Jews, as Israel, lost tribes of Israel, and they labeled this place Kingdom of Judah and also Slave Coast. So they literally labeled a place Slave Coast where they said themselves before and after that people of Israel were there, right? And I use these two sources specifically because Bowen was a cartographer for both England and France. So I gave you a source from England before the map, and I gave you a source from France after the map. All of this is documented. I shared all the links in the description, and this is over 3 centuries sourced from England and France that both saying this. Now, again, all of this is credible, verifiable information. I linked to the Ogilby quote at the University of Michigan, but you can find it at other university libraries. And what you're going to look for there is on page 34. You'll find that exact quote. The map, I'm linking to it from Yale University Library, but you can also find it at Library of Congress and the Léon Malavialle French Geographic Society Bulletin, 1890. I link to that directly from Gallica, which is their archives for the French National Library. So again, draw the conclusion that you will from this, but I find this information very relevant to how we actually look at how that map was labeled. And as I said before, I'm new to this. So if you like this type of content, like, comment, and subscribe, man. And this is just a piece of the puzzle. So I'll be back at y'all with another one soon.